Perfect. Great. So thank you so much for joining today. I'm very thrilled to be here with you and to help you for your hackathon today. So what we look today here during this presentation is how you can build your perfect on-chain app. Means during this hackathon, you want to break boundaries. How can you use that with Base? But first, let me present myself. My name is Gerald Lonlas, and I'm part of Coinbase. I'm based in Singapore. This was maybe in the previous presentation you saw me like hacking from Singapore. And my goal is to expand Coinbase worldwide, to bring new features, and also to help you to have access to Base and all those features. What we will see today during the next 20 minutes is just a quick tour of Base, where we are today since we launched it a year ago. How can you build a perfect on-chain app? What you have to think through, what are the tools you have to do it, and I will give you even tools during the hackathon to even accelerate your development. So Base. We launched Base a year ago, so now we are celebrating like the first year right now. It was in testnet last year at this moment, and we went to mainnet in September. Base, it's a L2, so a layer 2 on top of Ethereum. It is a blockchain that Coinbase has built to bring more people on chain, with in mind to have a secure blockchain, a cost-efficient blockchain, means low gas fee, and an open source blockchain. I will go more in details about how Base has been built and what features we have for you. But for now, just keep in mind, it's a L2 on Ethereum, very efficient, and gas and cost efficient as well. Since we launched it, we got a lot of engagement into Base. And what you see here is you have two graphs there and green point into it. The first one is when we launched it on mainnet in September, we start to see like the engagement on this blockchain. And second point is when we got the Dencun upgrade on Ethereum. This Dencun upgrade has added a key features for all L2s. It is the EIP 4844, which, in short, reduce the gas fee. So what we saw is as soon as we reduce the gas fee on Base, we saw an exponential amount of traffic to the blockchain. The first graph on the top is the TVL we have right now, and below what you are interested in terms of developers and what you want to select a blockchain is the number of transactions per second the blockchain can handle. We went up to 37 TPS, and we can even go further in terms of scalability. As I mentioned, the gas fee has definitely dropped with the upgrade of Dencun upgrade. We were around few cents per transactions, now to lesser than 1 cent per transactions. Means for your customers that we today enable your application for them because they pay less per transactions. And of course, the second graph is the number of transactions that went up at that moment. So that is a very, very quick overview of Base. Just keep in mind Base is a L2, scalable, fast, and gas efficient. Now, let's think about your hackathon. How can you build your perfect app during the next 2 days? When you will create your on-chain app or your dApp, whatever you call it, you will face different challenges. First one is you have to find the right infra, means the right blockchain for your project. It needs to be secure, scalable, cost-efficient. Then you have to think even further for your customer. How can you be better than cost-efficient? Can you even be no gas at all for your customers, gasless applications? And once you have your application working, how can you avoid get jammed by bots? Or can you maybe target real customers? With all of this, with Base, we have solutions for you that you can use during this hackathon. So you will see that Base is a scalable, secure, and cost-efficient. I repeat that multiple times. We'll go to the account abstraction very quickly, and even the next presentation, I'm sure we'll go more in detail into it, and have a solution as well to avoid Sybil attack or bot attack on your application. So let's go to the infra. As I mentioned, Base is a secure blockchain, and the reason is when we build it, we didn't want to create from scratch. We use the OP stack from Optimism, so which is an optimistic rollout, which is already a battle-tested code base. It's open source. We contribute to it. Means Optimism code source is open source. Codebase is open source as well. You can look at it. And if you find any bugs, we have a bug bounty program as well to report bugs. And since it's on top of Ethereum, you benefit of all the security of Ethereum. Now, what I like the most as a developer and as a user on chain is the cost per transactions. That snapshot you have here is what I did on Monday. On the left, you see Ethereum, which was around 50 cents per transactions, which, by the way, it is very good, because if you remember a few years back, it was multiple dollars per transactions. But still, maybe too high for your customers. And on the right is what you can get today with Base, which is below 1 cent per transactions. It will fluctuate during the day, depending on the demand, but you can see that Base try to keep it as lean as possible, as cheap as possible for your customers. Our goal is to go to 1 cent. Oh, by the way, you can put a lot of QR codes into this presentation. You can scan it. This one will tell you how we do it and how the EIP 4844 did it. Now, if we want to keep it low in terms of transaction and gas fee, we need to scale. We are already well scaled for Base, but we can do even better. The goal is, in the next 400 days, we go to 400x in terms of scalability. What we want to do is we want to improve, for example, like the EVM execution. We want to increase the speed of this EVM execution. We want also to improve the Ethereum DA by peer DAS. Oh, if you are new to it, probably that's something at the top of your head here, but just keep in mind that we are scaling Base to take more and more traffic and to reduce more and more the gas fee. The idea is we can go to 2.5 mega gas per second consumed to 1 giga gas. Means more and more scalability. Now, when you're a developer, something interesting for you as well is that ecosystem good for me as a developer? Will I find all answer to my problems? And what I like with Base is it is EVM equivalent, means whatever EVM code, Solidity code you find online, which works for Ethereum, works on Base as well. And it's why on the previous example, presentation, we're able to do smart contracts on Ethereum Sepolia, Base Sepolia, nothing to change. You have also great tooling. Thanks to the great community, we have all the tooling you need from explorers, RPC nodes, even like oracles, everything you need. And what I love the most, the documentation. That documentation here, I will give you the link later on again, but it's meant for you. It has been written by developers for developers, not for SEO. So short documentation, straight to the point, what you need to know. So if you have any problems, you can go here. And Discord is where I will go if you want to ask questions. I will be on Discord all the time, and the Base team as well. So now you know that you have an infrastructure that can handle your traffic, that can be gas efficient, cheap for your application. Now, how can you go even further? And that I would love to discuss about account abstraction with you. Account abstraction is, for me, probably one of the key innovations we got on blockchain recently. The reason of it is they thought from a customer perspective. Why do you need a mnemonic key today? A mnemonic key is like the seed phrase for your wallet. Why do you need that as a customer? Why do you need as a customer to pay gas fee? And can you recover a lost account? And what I love with this EIP, first, it is fully supported on Base. You can use it today. But they answer all those questions. They will create an account on chain which contain all the assets for your customer. That means your customer today just signs the transactions, but everything is on chain. You as an owner, as an application owner, you can, if your customer calls you, say, I lost my wallet, I cannot sign anymore, you can change the owner or the signer of the contract. You can even create like multiple signers on the contract. So it's extremely powerful. And what I love the most with this EIP is you can offset gas fee. Means your customer doesn't need anymore to pay gas fee. I would say, in analogy, it's like Web 2. On Web 2, you never pay when you do a transaction. On Web 3, we always pay. Now you can move to that frictionless experience, which we call gasless. Now, if you look at the EIP, I can guarantee you get some headache. It is a long EIP, well-written, but extremely complex and intimidating. But thanks to the community today, we have a lot of tools to do it almost like a turnkey. If you go to the Base documentation, you will find a page only for it, where you can find different tools you can use to enable account abstraction. So that's something you should consider during the hackathon, because you will create a next generation of app. And the difference between an app where you pay as a customer and an app where you don't pay, I can guarantee you, customers will go to the one where they don't pay. But to me, there's still one problem. I say that maybe you don't need the mnemonic key. That's true for the account online, on chain. But your wallet, you still have a mnemonic key. And do you remember when you created your first wallet, when you have to maybe to choose, do you want it on your computer as an extension, on your mobile, finding the right wallet, trusting it, creating your wallet, writing this mnemonic key on a paper, not losing the paper, and making sure that no one will find it, that's a big problem for me. And most of your customers might find that as well a problem. If they don't have a wallet, they might never take the 20 minutes or 30 minutes to create the wallet. Can you solve that? Can we have better than that? And that is one of the features I'm extremely pumped right now on Coinbase. You can look at it and try it. Is a smart wallet. The smart wallet allows all your customers to have a wallet within your app without having to download an extension, without even to use any application. But let's look at how is it. Imagine you have your app and you have a connect button like connect with MetaMask, connect with Coinbase Wallet. Your customer doesn't have it. You have a create button, and just with a passkey, now your customer has a wallet within your app. There's no extension here, no other application. They can use it, and they can now sign any transaction within your app. Means it can work as well on mobile directly. And what I love with this feature right now is in testnet, mainnet very soon. But if you have already a button connect with Coinbase Wallet, that means you use a Coinbase SDK. Just update it. It is right there. Nothing more. No more development. It's also, if you have your customer are already on Coinbase, they can directly pull funds from Coinbase and put in their wallet. So one click and their wallet is already funded. As I mentioned, no need of mnemonic key, no need of password. It's really a seamless experience for your customers. And for me, it is where we will go in the future in terms of app. And as I mentioned, in terms of gasless application, it works with Paymaster, so you can create really the next gen of applications. So now you know you have an infrastructure, you have Base, you can support your application, you can create next gen app with smart wallets, you can offset the gas. Now, how can you prevent yourself from bots? How can you go directly to customers? And for that, we have a free feature for you, which is Coinbase verification. What happens is, if you go to that feature, if you have a Coinbase customer, what you can get is you can declare yourself as a Coinbase customer. Means we can tell, we know that wallet, we know this wallet belongs to one of our customers, but we never disclose who you are. We just say, we know you. Means if in your application you can find a wallet which is certified versus another one which is unknown. And if you want to ring fence, like geo-ring fence your application, say maybe my airdrop cannot be open to that country, you can ask your customer to add their country as well, but it's fully optional. And that feature is free, so you can use it on Coinbase today. Now, since you are here to hack, how can you accelerate your hacking during this weekend? And I have tools for you. First, obviously, I would suggest go to the documentation. Here you have everything you need. Go to our Discord as well. You will find a great team behind, a great community as well for you to help. But now, I created for you this template only for this hackathon, which is a hard hat template. What it does, if you use it, or it's a GitHub repo, you can just put your smart contract into it. And with one line of command, by the way, I put everything in the README, you can deploy on Sepolia and mainnet. In short, in 5 minutes, your contract is on chain. Nothing more to do. Plus, I put a script for airdrop. Imagine you create a token or you create an NFT collection. You can airdrop it, and you can test it at scale. But you will tell me, I don't know how to write a smart contract. Okay? Why you don't use GPT? I created also a GPT for you on ChatGPT, which knows everything about Solidity, about security programming, about best practices, and about Base. And I use it first for myself. And I say, okay, now I have to release it. So you can just say what you want to build, and step by step, it will help you to build your smart contract. And at the end, it will write it for you. So in short, with the two tools, in 10 minutes, you can have your smart contract on-chain and a prototype. And with all of this, I hope you will get like a great hackathon. And I will, John, do you want to talk a bit? So John is our country director for Australia.
Yeah, hey, thanks, Gerald. Just one ask from me. Can you teach this guy how to say g'day before he leaves? This is his first trip to Australia. Big welcome. But yeah, no, seriously, like there's a bunch of people, a lot of you know who you are, have been super supportive of Base. We've been kind of launching it pretty softly in Australia and New Zealand as opposed to North America or Europe. Upside down, not centralized, Oz DeFi, bunch of people. but this is clearly a kind of landmark event. So please reach out to me or Gerald. Will be here all throughout the weekend if people are interested in Base Foundation or anything in the kind of broader Coinbase ecosystem. We're happy to talk to it. And yeah, super amped for the weekend. So thanks for taking some time and coming along.
Thank you so much. So join us on Twitter, and as well, you can reach out to us as well. You have a direct contact here. So please feel free to reach out to us. We'll be here during all the hackathon. If you have any questions, come to me or come
To me.
Yeah, that's great.
5 minutes if you want to take it.
Okay, great. Excellent. Since you have more
Happy
time.
to answer spicy questions about the Coinbase-Base relationship. I get a lot of those fired to me. Some of them are quite aggressive. Some of them are friendly. But no, yeah, anything.
Make sure you repeat the question on the mic as well.
Got it, cool. And if you can just tell us, yeah, just your name and where you're from when you ask the question.
My name is Ryan. I'm from Sydney. I'm here. I just want to ask, what's the difference between your current wallet, the Coinbase wallet, and the new one that you got?
The smart wallet, yeah.
Sure. So the Coinbase wallet is what we call a self-custody wallet. Means you own your key yourself. That means it's an application where you have to take care of memorizing your mnemonic and not losing it. The smart wallet, what I will show again here, I would consider it's like a lightweight version of the Coinbase wallet. It do almost the same, but you don't need to have your wallet installed on your phone or on your computer. That will enable anyone who doesn't need to have a wallet, doesn't want to have a wallet, to interact with your application. Any other questions? Yes, please.
Any plans to advance the underlying technology and moving away from optimistically executing transactions and hoping for the best to math-proof transactions based on zero-knowledge proofs?
So the question is, do we plan on Base to move from optimistic rollup to ZK? It is, we discussed about that. I cannot really comment on it because I don't have the full plan. But once it will be ready, I'm sure that Base will go to it. At this moment, the optimistic rollout, the idea is it is easy for developers to switch from Ethereum to a L2 at this moment. And it can be extremely easy for developers as well to do prototyping. Once ZK will be fully available, even on Optimism, I'm sure it will switch to it.
Yeah, I think it's early days, right? And so I think whatever's best for the user. I mean, the overarching, kind of Brian Armstrong vision of the world is get a billion people on chain. So however we can do that, we will do that. And so Jesse and the Base team are also following that kind of journey. And I think there might have been some original relationships that we just needed to launch somewhere, right? So don't think that we're kind of hands tied to Optimism. That's just kind of where we are at this point in time. And there's also lots of discussions. Would Base be completely kind of hived off from Coinbase? Yeah, very, very much so. If that's going to be better for the communities and basically financial freedom and the way that we want it to happen, yeah, we'll do that.
Thanks.
Yeah, great question.
Yes?
Can you talk a bit more about the attestations? Like, what is the scope of that? Is it just the info that you have on your Coinbase account, or what can you provide to the application?
So the question is about attestation. What is the scope of it, and what can we provide with it? So in the backend, we use EAS protocol for the attestation. So we are the main protocol of EAS today. I think we represent 14 or 15% of all transactions. In short, we write it on chain that you have been certified for it. So that means as an application, you can connect to it, read from it, and get your attestation. But the attestation is really meant to be to keep you anonymous, still what you want. We don't want to disclose any PII. It's just say, we know you, and it's trusted because it's from Coinbase. We know that you KYC. Oh, yes?
Can you see that GPT QR code?
Sure, the GPT. Please use it. And if you have any feedback about this GPT, let me know. The goal is for you to go fast during this hackathon. Try, break things, repeat. Ask GPT to break.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Juan.
Awesome.